but I think there's so many of us where we've had those times when we thought, life's difficult, life's challenging, I'm encountering an adversity I've never experienced before, and then at that time it might seem like it encompasses all of life, but then you overcome it. So as far as living the life of your dreams, I'll share with you, when it started for me, I was 15 years old, and I had a dream of being a radio DJ, like a world-famous, nationally syndicated radio disc jockey, right? Like Howard Stern, but not offensive, or if there's any older folks in the room, Casey Kasem. I've never gotten a reaction like that for Casey Kasem. So at 15, I was DJing school dances, right? Like I was literally, my dad is here, and I was using his 1979 Sony home speakers and a $35 strobe light from Radio Shack, and I was DJing at my old school and doing the school dances, and I wasn't getting paid. I would put a tip cup out, and junior high school students don't make a lot of money. I'd get like $3.50 by the end of the night, and I was like, yes, I got paid to play music, that's the dream. But I wanted to be on the radio. Now keep in mind, at 15, I'm thinking like my plan is, okay, like I'll finish high school, then I'll go to college, and then I'll get like an internship, and maybe, and I was 15, so I'm thinking like 5 more years, I could be an intern at a radio station. Well, word traveled around my small town. I lived in a small town, and I got a call one day from Larry Gamble. Larry Gamble is the owner and manager of KTNS FM, or AM 1090. And Larry called me. He has one of those DJ voices, you know what I'm talking about? Hey, Hal, it's Larry Gamble down here at AM 1090. How are you, my friend? And I'm going through puberty, so I'm like, oh, Mr. Gamble, I'm fine. How are you? And he says, hey, I heard you're a DJ and you're doing school dances. Well, we want a high school student to host a radio show every week, every Thursday. Play whatever you want as long as there's no curse words in it. I give you concert tickets to give away, the whole bit. Would you be up for that? Oh that's my dream, Mr. Gamble, of course. Right? So I go down, my mom drives me to the radio station the next day, because I'm 15. I might have had my permit, I might have driven, I don't remember. But I remember I came out of the radio, I got the job. I think I was the only one that interviewed, but I got the job, I was stoked. And my mom's waiting in the car, and right as I'm about to leave the interview, Mr. Gamble says, oh, Hal, one more thing. Do you have a nickname? No, not really, Mr. Gamble. Why? He said, DJs always have what's known as an on-air moniker. It's just a fancy way of saying a cool nickname. Can you think of a cool nickname by next Thursday, your on-air moniker? I said, sure, Mr. Gamble, no problem. But I was stressed out. My name's Hal. I don't have a cool nickname, and I'm walking out, and I'm nervous, and I'm fidgeting, and I'm going, oh, what am I going to, I have a DJ name, moniker, I have no idea. And I open the car door, and I sit down in the passenger seat, and my mom's there, and I just didn't say anything, and she, of course, is thinking the worst, right? Oh, my poor baby, he didn't get the job. And she said, sweetheart, it's okay. There's, always another chance. And I said, oh, no, Mom, I got the job. I start next Thursday. And she goes, well, that's great. Why do you look this? Why aren't you excited? I thought that's what you wanted. I said, Mom, I have to have an on-air moniker, like a cool nickname. You guys named me Hal. That's like the dorkiest name ever. What am I supposed to do with Hal? And she goes, oh, sweetheart, first of all, you're named after your grandfather. It's not a dorky name. She said, second of all, I'll help you think of a cool DJ name. Okay, Mom. This should be good. What's your idea for a cool DJ name? She said, well, it's easy. Rhyme it with Hal. Be like Hal, my pal. Or your pal Hal. Or, ooh, I know. She said, use slang. Be yo pal Hal. And she's all proud. I said, Mom, you're such a dork. I will never be yo pal Hal. Nice try, though. And I think this next slide teaches us 2 lessons. So here we go. 3 things the message will do for you, and you might want to jot these down. Number 1, help you develop emotional invincibility. Imagine if you were, I won't say 100%, but let's say 95% in control of your emotional state at any given time, no matter what happened. Tragedy befalls you, and you say, well, can't change it, not going to get upset about it, going to focus on what I want to accomplish or overcome, right? So that's the first thing, is help you develop emotional invincibility. Number 2 is elevate your morning ritual. Like I said, even if you're doing the miracle morning, we'll take it to another level. And number 3 is create level 10 success in every area of your life. And for the last 17 years, that's been my study. How can I fulfill my potential in every area of life? And it's definitely been a up and down and bumpy journey, right? In fact, a lot of that desire came from having parts of my life when I looked at it that were down here. Like when I was selling a lot of Cutco, I stopped exercising and my health I was eating fast food, I was on the move, health was down here. And then I got my health back up, and then I wasn't selling as much, and it's hard. How do you create this, on a scale of 1 to 10, level 10 success in every area of your life? And I will tell you that I feel like I've through studying other people, I don't take all the credit, I've kind of cracked the code on how to do that. So I'm excited to share that with you today. Part 1 of the message is the origin of the miracle morning. And we're going to start with a quick story, my first rock bottom. Let me define a rock bottom, and then I'm going to ask you if you've ever had one before. The way that I define a rock bottom is any of those moments in our lives when we experience a level of adversity that we've never experienced before. Could be losing a loved one. Could be losing a relationship. Could be a friendship or a romantic relationship. Right? Could be a physical ailment. I was diagnosed with cancer 4 months ago, so that right now is the greatest teaching experience that I've ever had in my life. And I'm very grateful that I have cancer. I'm maybe even a little more grateful that I'm planning on beating the cancer. And right, so thank you. Thank you. In fact, I'm going to talk about 2 rock bottoms today, and I've already been going, okay, so the third one, how long can my presentation be? And I hope that it doesn't ever get any longer than that, right? There's no 4th one. But anyway, so the way I define a rock bottom, right, is when you experience a level of adversity that it tests you, challenges you, you look in the mirror and you go, I don't know if I can do this, right? Raise your hand if you've been there before. Here's the thing is, more rock bottoms are on the way for all of us, right? Meaning that we'll always experience new challenges or adversities in our business, in our life, etc. And it's not what happens to you, but it's how you what? Respond to what happens to you. So when I was 20 years old, a year and a half after I started selling Cutco, I gave a speech at a conference. And what made that night very special, and well, I will never forget it for 2 reasons, but the first is I got my first standing ovation ever.